Welcome to Breakup Cheater, the home of true stories that chill, thrill, and haunt you long after the screen goes dark. Here, betrayal, suspense, and the darkest corners of human emotion come to life. Subscribe, if you dare. Imagine standing at the altar ready to say, "I do," only to realize the person you love has been hiding the ultimate betrayal. Today's story is one of love, lies, and a moment that shattered everything. Stay with me because by the end, nothing will feel the same. The moment the priest asked if anyone objected, my heart slammed against my ribs like a desperate animal trapped in a cage. I stood at the altar, my navy blue tuxedo tight and suffocating, every fiber of it pressed against me as if the fabric itself conspired to restrain my fury. Across the aisle stood Eliza. My Eliza, radiant in a flowing ivory gown, the delicate lace shimmering in the soft golden light that filtered through the church's stained glass windows. Her smile, once a balm, now felt like a blade slicing into my chest. The church seemed to hold its breath. Sunlight painted the pews in fractured colors, red, blue, and amber spilling across polished wood. And yet, even in all its beauty, the room felt smaller, tighter, suffocating, as though it were closing in around the truth I had refused to see. Her eyes met mine, but there was no warmth there, only a flicker of something darker. Guilt. Defiance. I should have noticed the shadow creeping across her face, the hesitation in her movements. But love has a way of making you blind to cracks until they yawn into chasms. The day had started so innocently. Early morning sunlight spilled into our hotel room as Eliza pressed a gentle kiss to my lips. Mint laughter and promises. "Today is forever," she whispered, her fingers brushing along my jaw with a tenderness I had taken for granted. I believed her. Why wouldn't I? We had 3 years of shared dreams behind us, late-night talks about far-off places, our tiny apartment filled with the sound of her laughter, the way she would curl into me during storms. I thought I knew her. I was wrong. There were signs. I could remember them now, the late nights she worked late, the way she tilted her phone away when texting, her eyes darting when I asked simple questions. I excused it all as stress, as wedding nerves. Fool I was. The ceremony unfolded in a surreal blur. Guests' faces swam together, smiles merging into a sea of warmth and curiosity. The organ swelled, its notes thick and solemn, as Eliza walked down the aisle on her father's steady arm. And yet, despite his grip, her gaze kept slipping sideways, to a man in the third row. Nathan, her co-worker. His tie was slightly askew, jaw tight, a storm barely held at bay behind his eyes. I noticed, but I didn't see. Not yet. Vows were exchanged. Her voice was steady, almost professional, yet her hands trembled in mine. "I promised to love and cherish you," she said, and I wanted so badly to believe her tears were for me. Then came the priest's question, the one I had dreaded without realizing it. "If anyone objects to this union, speak now or forever hold your peace." The silence that followed was suffocating. My pulse roared in my ears. Her fingers clenched mine too tightly, like she was bracing herself against an invisible force. Then Nathan stood. A collective gasp echoed through the church, and my stomach plummeted as if gravity had suddenly doubled. Eliza's face drained of color, eyes wide, fixated on him. I turned to her, desperate for an explanation, but she would not meet my gaze. "Nathan, don't," she whispered, so soft I almost missed it. But I heard, and it cut through me sharper than any blade. "I can't let this happen," Nathan said, his voice low but unwavering, slicing through the stunned silence. Every head turned to him, then to me, then back to her. My mind raced, scrambling to assemble a puzzle I hadn't known existed. "Eliza, tell him," Nathan urged, his eyes pleading, desperate. "Tell him now or I will." The world tilted. The stained glass seemed to pulse, colors bleeding together in an unbearable haze. I looked at her, my voice trembling. "Tell me what?" Her lips parted, but no words came. Her hand slipped from mine, cold and final. The congregation murmured, curiosity swelling like a tide. Tom, my best man, pressed a steadying hand to my shoulder, but even his presence could not anchor me now. "Eliza," I demanded, my voice cracking like thin ice. "What is he talking about?" Her silence was an answer louder than any confession. And then finally I saw it, the truth I had ignored. The late-night calls, the laughter that had been too bright when I asked about Nathan, the subtle evasions. Every piece clicked, sharp and jagged, cutting me open from the inside out. Nathan stepped closer. His voice shook but carried conviction. "He's been with me, Daniel, for months. I thought she might end it. That she'd choose you. But she didn't. She couldn't." The words hit like a hammer, each one driving deeper than the last. Whispers erupted from the congregation, a swarm of bees buzzing in my skull. Her mother clutched her husband's arm. My parents stared at me with a pity I could not bear. I turned to her, vision blurring with unshed tears. "Is it true?" My voice was raw, fractured. Her gaze finally met mine, glistening not with regret but with fear. "Daniel, I didn't mean for it to happen," she whispered. "It just did." 3 words. 3 words that reduced everything we had built to ash. Anger surged, hot and blinding, but beneath it was a grief so vast it threatened to swallow me whole. I wanted to scream, to demand a reason, but my tongue refused. The priest cleared his throat. "Perhaps." "No," I interrupted, voice steady now, ice cold. "I have something to say." All eyes turned to me. Eliza's hands twisted the lace of her gown. Nathan froze, defiance faltering. I stepped closer to her, close enough to smell the perfume she had worn on our first date, the scent of happier days, now a knife to the heart. "I loved you," I said, voice carrying to the far corners of the church. "I loved you with everything I had, and you let me stand here in front of everyone, knowing you betrayed me." Her tears fell silently. I turned to the congregation, then back to her. "But I won't let you humiliate me further. One sentence is enough. I object to this marriage because you never loved me enough to be honest." The words hung sharp and final. Eliza flinched, sobbing. Nathan looked down, shoulders slumped. The priest hesitated. But I had already turned, walking down the aisle, past the stunned faces, past the life I had imagined. Outside the air was crisp. The sky too impossibly blue for the storm that raged inside me. I did not look back. Not when Tom called my name. Not when her voice, soft and pleading, reached me. The betrayal was hers, yes, but also mine, for believing in a love so blind it ignored the truth. And as I walked away, a new weight settled over me. Sharper, colder, but merciful in its clarity. Betrayal can strike when you least expect it. And sometimes the hardest truth is the one you ignored all along. If you've ever trusted someone completely and had your world fall apart, you know the pain of standing alone in the aftermath. Thank you for watching. If this story hit home, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because sometimes the truth is the story worth hearing. Thank you for watching Breakup Cheater. If tonight's story left you breathless, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next story may find you when you least expect it. Remember, some truths are darker than the night itself.